Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 13 of the Migtown podcast, the luckiest number of all that exist. Your only weekly source for all things Drexel going in at these hoes. I'm producer Tim, as always, and with me is the host of our show, Drexel.
What's up, everybody?
Well, we talked about love last week.
We did.
So what are we talking about this week?
I had to go ahead and do a great contrast to that. So, it was a great reception for the love episode. So shout out to everybody who commented and all that. And, I enjoyed making that because I think that it ties into today's episode. So rather than go into hate and, probably get, deplatformed on that, because if you just start spouting hate speech, then, they'll use
literal
snippets.
hate speech.
Yeah, little hate speech. They'll just go ahead and say, oh, look, this is all hatred. I decided to go a different route. So if last week talked about love, I decided, you know what, we got to go ahead. We got to do it. So this week, we're going to go war. And as some of you may know, I declared war on Nick Rekieta's channel way back when I decided to declare war on all simps, cucks, beta males, manginas, feminazis, the works, right?
It worked about as well as the drug war because I think the simps have gotten worse since then.
Oh, don't worry. They're about to have their day. And we're gonna start addressing some of these people that need to go ahead and be eradicated, and that's what we're going to get into today. Because for those of you who don't know, there's only one book I actually own on, again, it was an ebook, so a digital book. There's only one. If you disclude some of the graphic novels I got, like little comic strips like Watchmen or something, the only ebook I own is Sun Tzu's The Art of War. That's it, one and done. And for those of you who don't know about, Sun Tzu, you're talking about yours. It's just we're going way back. It's roughly 5th century BC. It's a Chinese military doctrine and treatise, and it goes 13 chapters. It goes over like every aspect of war. And if you want a great visual representation of Sun Tzu and The Art of War, I would suggest going on YouTube and just typing in The Art of War, Sun Tzu. History Channel documentary. I think they did a really great job in showing like things from his book, especially the Wu Chu War, and also going into battles throughout history. Where you start to see you see things in Vietnam. They talk about Desert Storm. There's all these different wars throughout history, and you can learn a lot from it. There's so much to be gleaned from the failures of people who have gone into war thinking that they're just going to go overwhelm someone with military might. And that's a common misconception. And the reason why that's so important is before this show kicked off, we were talking about bullies. And if you guys think about the nature of a bully, who is as weak of a life form as you can possibly imagine, right? So here you have a bully. Bullies engage in psychological warfare in order to win the physical warfare, right? They kind of go hand in hand because bullies do not go after people that they know they're either equal to or have a chance of losing against, right? Like I said, a 5th grade bully does not go try to bully an 8th or 9th grader. That's not what happens. They bully people that they know they can get away with it from. The kid who's a little weak, a little frail, a little quiet, a little this, a little that. And it is, I must say, because these school systems, which don't give a shit about these kids, they don't care. It is the responsibility of the children in that age group, the true alphas, to step up and put a stop to bullies, right? Because these guys are the guys that wind up bullying people that usually go on to be doing some insane shit like mass school shootings, right?
Yeah.
And you look at some of the extreme violent behavior that some of these people do, right? They got problems at home, they got problems here, they got problems there. It's very important to understand the mindset, though, of the bully, because usually the bully is just basically projecting their own issues onto others, right? They got problems at home, they feel weak, they feel like they have no control, so they seek to dominate and control others, and through fear tactics, fear, manipulation.
That fits Ron Toye to a T, right?
Yeah, he and his remote.
Because do you think Ron Toye would ever hold his own in a fight against another man?
Never. He would never go against like a real, because these guys know. And to be fair, isn't that kind of what the Twitter thing is, right? Like the whole social media mob that we have now. These people bully a different way because they know they can hide behind anonymity and try to deplatform people and ruin people or dox people, whatever it may be, right? And they are the bullies. And remember, and they're the ones that say that they're the ones who are being bullied, right? I'm suppressed. And yet you look at what their actions, you go, wait a minute. You're the one trying to tear people down. And I have no respect for that. Make no mistake.
Would you support an internet that required an ID chip to log in? You couldn't use the internet unless you presented your ID chip. And anyone could look up that ID chip. It's public info and get your name and address.
I would be behind because, see, I have no fear. But I know a lot of people would be against it because we all know what would happen, right, Tim?
Fucking Molotovs.
People know because now you're being held accountable, right?
Yep.
Because accountability is really where the problem comes from a lot of things in society where someone says, oh, I'm just gonna be able to say whatever. And my guest tonight, special guest, someone that I love dearly because I followed the guy for a good while, is TFM. And he's had to deal with, he's been the receiving end of bullying by big tech for years now, right?
That's a different kind of war too. Because the culture war that big tech fights is a war of thought policing, and acceptable speech. Pretty soon, Drex, there's going to be fines for saying bad things on the internet.
It'll come. And for those of you who don't remember or aren't movie buffs, if you guys remember the 1994 movie Demolition Man, you could curse and get fined. He goes, what the hell? Fine. Fuck this. Fine. He's like, wait, what? Because they came from the nasty 90s. And when they get put into San Angeles in the future, they're like, what is this? It was guys, the movie is prophetic. It was a war on masculinity. So if you notice, by the time Stallone's character and Wesley Snipes' character arrive in the future, they see that it's nothing but soy boys and beta cucks, simp manginas, right? And they had sex through VR. That's how soft society got. So they were trying to say like, oh, well, there's no more war. There's no more, death and stuff. But people's souls died. You see what I'm saying? So the war, yes, it wasn't a physical war in terms of, oh, yeah, we have a stack of bodies here. No. Destroying someone's soul, destroying someone's mind, I would argue is far worse than destroying the body. Far worse.
Even worse than that is destroying the ability for a man to make a livelihood. When you go at someone's job, you have basically killed them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because remember, a woman can always go sell herself. A guy cannot. If you look at what happened to Trump, Mr. My Pillow guy, Dominion's coming after him, and there's all this. There's like I said, the cancel culture is about to go into hyperdrive. But I always tell people, man, when we sit here and I'm going to talk about war today, and this was actually said in The Godfather. I believe it's part 2, where he says, never hate your enemies. You never want to hate your enemies. You want to understand your enemies. You want to acknowledge your enemies, but never hate them. Because when you hate, you're going to be going off of an emotional strategy, right? And that will lead you to ruin. But the thing is, you have to always remember this. Find out who is the enemy. Because it's not always obvious. And, that's one of the things I talked about even in the love episode last week, where don't be so shocked when you find out that the person who's trying to stab you in the back is someone close to you. Like I said, going to The Godfather Part 2, Fredo was the one who betrayed him, his own brother, his own flesh and blood. And he had his own reasons why he betrayed the family and the Don, right? And one of the things I want you guys to understand, man, that as we enter this next evolution of the culture war, because shout out to my man LOM, he talked about the next gender war is going to be amongst women and the trans community.
Yeah, that's the gender war I want to see.
I'm saying, like I said, sit back, gentlemen.
Grab a thing of popcorn.
Grab popcorn, because you guys are about to see that shit unfold right before your eyes in the next decade.
Oh, we're seeing it right now, Drex. Do you see the number of state legislators that are trying to pass bills that ban trans women from women's sports?
Yep. And I am 100% against them. I want because trans women are women. Trans women are women. Yep. Nope. Do not go out there and call, and that's, that's transphobic to not call them women, because they are hashtag stunning and brave women.
Bake my cake, you bigot.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, for years, those XY chromosome people were always bashed and called names, right? They were all called names. For what? For having common sense. So now let's go crazy. Let's all get a little crazy.
Let's
Nope,
introduce
that
them
is
to
a
the
woman.
world that they have created for themselves.
Yep,
Here
you
you
created
go.
this.
You sowed these seeds. Now you can reap them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the beauty of this is that I want you guys to remember something. Those who failed you are those you must either isolate or fucking destroy. You understand? Because a lot of people failed. Let's talk about the boys, right? We're talking about the bullies and all this stuff. A lot of people failed these young men and these young boys. You understand?
On both sides of the aisle, too. Because we
absolutely.
talked about this before the show. The bullies are going after the kids that have all the problems at home. The single moms.
Yep.
The divorces, the abuse, right? They're going after the easy targets. So by putting your kid in this position, you have contributed to the problem of getting that kid bullied. Or
absolutely.
And single moms are the worst too, because what young boys lack from a single mother is accountability for their actions. So they can go and say all sort of fruity things, and their mother is like, well, he's just expressing himself.
Yeah,
they're always
going to say.
But then he goes and says that at school, and he gets relentlessly bullied.
Well, and don't forget this. One of the feminine traits is that they try to tell boys that it's never okay to fight, right? Don't fight. Dads aren't that way. Like I promise you guys, I can't recall a time when my dad said, like, don't fight. In fact, if you can ask anyone out there who grew up in the I would say 90s and going backwards, right? If you grew up in a nuclear family and you got into a fist fight in school and you were a boy, which parent did you call?
Oh, well, I didn't have a choice in the matter.
Well, for guys,
they always called my mother because my stepdad was at work. They always called my mother.
What was the thing? In my school, they gave you the option to call whichever parent. Every boy knew who to call. If you got into a fist fight, you always call your dad. Always. Now, if it's anything else, you're like, I'm gonna take a risk and call mom and try to emotionally appeal to her, because moms were the ones that believed that all fighting was wrong, and nothing could be further from the truth. Listen, I want these boys out protecting yourself. When you get bullied, anyone who gets bullied should only be bullied once in their life. It should happen one time, and that is the first and last fucking time you should ever be bullied, because bullying is a form of warfare. You understand? And when I tell you guys to isolate or destroy those who failed you, if it is your mother and father, isolate them or destroy them.
Yep.
If it is some, the school system, this system, that system, there's all these little systems out here to control you and to neuter you and to make you bitch made. Isolate from them or destroy them. There is no third option. I don't want to see. I'm here to tell you guys today, I don't want to ever hear a fucking word about neutrality. Okay, those days are over. I don't want to hear any more centrist talk about, well, I mean, no, that's over. Okay.
Yeah, fuck you, Switzerland.
All that's over. Okay. And I'm going to address the black men out there when I tell you guys that the people who failed you is that you look at the path to poverty that so many black Americans live in.
Joe Biden,
how did you get
failed
there?
You.
You're right. But I always ask these guys, how did you get there? Like I said, when you really sit down and think about, how did I wind up here?
A lot of them
that German Shepherd put you there. Yep. But remember this, they control if someone is born, right? Yep. They control who they lay on their back for, unless it was rape. So when you wind up growing up in poverty with no dad and all your siblings have different last names, you go, how did I end up here? How am I in this dangerous shithole ghetto environment? Your mom, because she doesn't love you.
With all the modern technology we have in the world, there should not be a single birth that is unplanned.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you
Because
brought that up.
apparently, we've normalized abortion to the point where now it's just like a walk-in procedure, right? It's oops,
It
I'm
really
pregnant
is.
again. I'll just go get it aborted.
I'll just go get aborted. It really is that easy. And black women, these German shepherds have aborted over 44 million babies, most of them male. And I got some
So many
stats
Michael
here.
Jordans.
You're right. Well, and thugs too that they've aborted, and a few success stories.
Before you get into your stats, Drex, there definitely is a saying that the abortion rate in the black community is driving crime rate down. There is a correlation between the homicide and violent crimes index and the legalization of, not legalization, the decriminalization of abortion. That
Wow.
that as one went up, the other went down. They were inversely correlated. Now, as I always say, correlation is not causation.
These people
And
are
don't you guys in the chat start posting Israeli flags. That's hateful. That I disavow.
Well, I'm looking at this. I had someone posted this. They were talking. It was actually a video from Casual Bachelor. Shout out to him, my New Zealand brother. And someone posted in the chat about some things here, and it had single mothers, facts and statistics. It was a guy named Big Bubba B, right? 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes, 5 times the average. 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes, 32 times the average. 85% of all children who show behavior disorders come from fatherless homes, 20 times the average. 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes, 14 times the average. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes, 9 times the average. And last, we got 75% of all adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers come from fatherless homes, 10 times the average. And this is the reason why this is so important. I'm about to contrast those statistics with when dad is there. Here we've got father factors in education. We're going to go just about education. We have a ton. We could talk about all kinds of things, but just in the education, because a lot of these things kind of go hand in hand, right? Fatherless children are twice as likely, hold on. I got the wrong thing here. Where we have our fathers, right? And it says the fatherless children are twice as likely not to drop out of high school. We got children with fathers who are involved are 40% less likely to repeat a grade in school. Children with fathers who are involved are 70% less likely to drop out of school. Children with fathers who are involved are more likely to get A's in school. Children with fathers who are involved are far more likely to enjoy school and engage in extracurricular activities. And the last time when I talked about how, especially with these German shepherds, they are the ones that try to kill off kids in their ambitions and their dreams.
Yep.
And they'll sit there and, kids, they're excited about doing something. And it's usually that ratchet ass single mom, especially German shepherds, who are always telling them what they can't do. And the reason why this is so important, guys, is I want you to think about something that we're on this topic of war. The war against men, the war against boys, the war against masculinity, right? If every single statistic says it is better for a child to be raised by a father, and yet we look and the courts overwhelmingly favor the woman, right?
Yep.
Here's what I ask. Why is anyone on this earth siding with anyone who says a single positive word for the opposition, right? If a judge says it's in the best interest of the child, yet here's all the statistics. There's some crooked ass assistant district attorney. It's in the best interest of the child. You don't see all these stats?
But stats are racist, Drex. You know
Of course, it's a product of white supremacy and all that garbage these fuck faces keep talking about. And the thing is, though, the war. This is a war, okay? And this is the reason why I said that there can't be any more neutrality. There can't be any more of this. Oh, I know it's a problem. I heard it's bad. No. You're going to put skin in the game. You are going to openly show who you are. You're going to openly go against the courts, right? The corrupt family court. Anything less, you are an enemy. No more gray areas. No more of this. Well, I mean, there's two sides. No, that time is over. Okay. That time is over. No. Ever since 1919, ever since the 19th Amendment, we've seen the shit show get worse and worse with empowering these fucking demonic creatures, right? We've seen it get worse. So all that time is over. I don't want to hear any more of this. Well, no, Drexel. No more buts. All that's gone. And I have something to say to you guys today about war. Those from your past who attempted to destroy your future, it is up to you to fucking exterminate their present. Okay? Their present is viewing you as a utility, right? That's why when you're around family members, they start talking about, why don't you want to get married? Are you serious? You don't see all the laws? Like, so you don't care if I get ruined. You don't care if I get me too. You don't care about any of this shit, do you? Because they never cared. Eradicate them. All that's over. Your family, your so-called friends, anyone who is not on your side. Done. No more gray area. No more neutrality. No more. We have to think about something. No. That's gone. That's over. This is war now. Okay. Just like in sports, it doesn't matter. Even if you're cool with somebody on the other side, that is your fucking opponent. Okay. If you have a shot to hit him as hard as humanly possible and knock him out of the game, then that's the fuck you do. You don't say, well, I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hit him.
That's what Canada did in the Russian Summit Series. The Russians' best star hockey player, we sent someone off the Canadian bench to go slash his ankle and ended up breaking his ankle.
No. Yeah.
Allegedly, the coach said, why don't we go give him a tap on the ankles, let him know we mean business.
I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that only because I've heard of that, just like with John Chaney, the late coach John Chaney, when he sent a goon out to go hurt the other team's best player. The only reason why I don't do that is because the other team can always just retaliate and you have it turn into a shit show, right?
But all Canadians can fight, though. That's the thing. But a lot of the Russian, like Alex Ovechkin is the same way, too. Like Alex Ovechkin's got something like 5-6 fights in his career. Like, he can defend himself. Alex Ovechkin is the most Canadian Russian hockey player I've ever seen. Because then you think of the guy who did the Russian slap fight. Yeah, you remember? God, it was another Washington player. I forget his name. It might have been like Kuznetsov. Yeah, Kuznetsov or Alexander Semin. Oh, yeah, it was Alexander Semin. Because it's funny because his name is Seaman.
That's fucking terrible.
But yeah, he got into a hockey fight, but because he's not a fighter, all he did was he flailed his arms like he was slapping the guy.
Oh, Jesus.
So, I mean, that's the difference between a Canadian star and a Russian star. Because Alexander Semin is a very gifted, talented hockey player. No doubt about it. Just look up hockey fight slap.
That's terrible, man. I've seen
hockey
another
slap
sports
fight.
too.
Yeah.
I've seen guys that, they aren't ready for war. They're out there to go out and play fight and bullshit. And it's, I mean, I want to see Malice at the Palace when the Pistons went into the stands and fought the fans. That's the shit I want to see.
Oh God, like Mike Milbury did that for the Boston Bruins. That's the thing. Fighting fans while wearing skate blades is something else.
Yeah. Because my thing is this. You and I talked about earlier, accountability. If you're a fan and you're out there running your mouth, or God forbid, you decide you think it's a good idea to throw a beer on somebody and you didn't expect war, well, clearly we know that you weren't raised right. You see what I'm saying? Because you thought there was going to be no consequences to your fuck shit. So when you wind up getting dealt with and you say, oh, no, I got knocked out. And those are always the first people that want to press charges, right? The first people that want to go ahead and go ahead and press charges and all that. It's always a person who provoked someone else. But going back to some of the topics at hand about the opposition, you want to identify their need, right? And they have a fundamental need. And their need is, and this goes for the simps, this goes for the chameleons, this goes for, of course, mainstream media, all these different entities that are out to just, they have a particular need. I want you guys to listen very carefully to what their need is. The opposition has one need and one need only. This is for you men, your servitude through stupidity. That's what they need, okay? Stupidity prevents the acquisition of allies, making your opponent stronger. Thus, knowledge and wisdom enables the acquisition of allies, making your opponent weaker. So when you guys start thinking about this for a second, they want you to stay dumb. They want you to be a simp. They want you to be fucking Prince Harry, the ultimate simp, right? They want guys dumber than possible. That's why you watch movies, it's always some simp shit. Big Bang Theory, always some simp shit. The commercials, right? Amazon, the Amazon commercial, the Alexa commercial, where the husband is cucked by a computer, where the woman has Michael B. Jordan as like her little, like, basically live-in Alexa, right? And what they want you to do, though, for you guys, they just want you to serve. They want you to produce and shut up and just keep producing for them. Even while they tear you down, even while they humiliate you, even while they destroy you, while they do all these things, that's what they want. Now, when you gain knowledge and wisdom and you reach out, and this is the big thing, guys, it's when you reach out, you start to see how weak they really are. They are very fragile. They're going after guys like TFM. They went after my man, Sidney Migtown, right? Sidney Migtown, to show you how weak the opposition is, because people think these people are actually strong. They went after Sidney Migtown. He's a Aussie making videos from his phone in his car. He's got bigger now, but back then, this is about a year and a half ago. So a man making videos in his car on his phone is that big of a threat to the deep state. Let that sink in. A random Australian man with a red beard is sitting there making videos, and oh God, we got to deplatform him. We got to get rid of this guy. That's how scared they are. He's dangerous. Look, think about it. You didn't show up with a bunch of tanks. You didn't show up with drones, right? War drones. You didn't show up with a navy. You just were a guy in Australia making videos in your car from your fucking phone. And that terrifies them. That should let you know how weak they are. This is similar to the bully I mentioned at the top of this episode. They're weak. They're beta. Don't be afraid of these people. Oh, I can get doxxed. Fuck being doxxed. I show my face. I fear nothing in this world. All you have to do is go through family court. And I can assure you, you will never, ever, ever even possess the ability to experience fear. Someone could pull out a gun in front of my face right now and be like, oh, well. Oh, well. That's what family court does to you. Okay? And to further go in on these fucking chameleons and simps, I'm going to go ahead and address a particular group of simps, trad cucks, PragerU. Let me go ahead and say this right now as I draw lines in the war. This goes to PragerU, anyone like them, anyone of their ilk who wants you to listen to this, gentlemen. If they want you to serve without ever offering tangibles that you receive in return, you are a fucking enemy. You understand? I'm taking you to war. Okay? Fuck PragerU. PragerU made a video, why men should get married. And do you know what the video was about? It was about you serving. Married men make more money. That's because they have to. It's because they have to. They never said anything about your happiness. Men. They never said anything about what you get out of the deal. Everything that they talk about were these bullshit intangibles or something that served the woman. If it serves the woman, then it serves the state. Because women in the state go hand in hand. Okay? And you look at the courts, the culture, all institutions. Let me ask you guys something. Really think about it. Have you ever heard any of these entities care to listen to your concerns? That's A. And then B, change the laws. Have you ever heard any of these institutions, the courts, the mainstream media, anybody, the workforce, come forward and go, men, what are your concerns? Oh, you don't want to get Me Too'd by some random coworker? Was okay, well, we're going to go put some policies to protect you. You never heard that, did you? Hey, man, the family court's all fucked up. Marriage is the lowest it's been in recorded history. Well, men, why don't you want to get married? Here's reasons why. Oh, okay. Because you just said that, and because we're supposed to be an equal egalitarian society, we're going to change laws the way we change laws for these goddamn broads, right? You haven't seen one fucking law get changed for the betterment of those with a swinging dick because they don't love you. I do. They don't. They are the adversary. PragerU is the enemy. Anyone says a fucking word. That's why I tell you guys, man, we're not allowing any more of this bullshit about that goes both ways. Wrong. Drex, but they do have a point. Wrong. No. No more points. No more gray areas. You are either 100% on this side or you are the enemy. There is no more. There is nothing else. I won't even accept it. If you say one word of simping, like when I went after bitch made Q, like I go after PragerU, a single word, you're the enemy. You're the enemy.
You can't get the perfect score anymore. It's like last week.
You can't get the perfect score. The only thing we allow right here, you guys heard right here, Migtown podcast, you are only allowed in with a 100% score. Prince Harry proved who he is, right?
Oh, look at those dead eyes.
Dead eyes. Meghan Markle pegs him. Yeah, fuck
do those eyes look like someone who doesn't regret something?
Yep. But you know, though, he deserves it. And this goes back to what I said, you guys. A single word, a single action. Anything that goes against what this philosophy is, you are the enemy. That's it. Do not get involved in the shaming language. Don't worry about the shaming language. You understand? The media is going to give you the shaming language. A real man would do this. Your family. When are you going to grow up? The internets. Oh, you must be a fucking incel who can't get laid.
Keep in mind, it's the people who are saying this is what a real man would do are the Jordan Valinskis and the Chris Comos of the world.
Yep.
Look, if those two people are what being a real man is like, no, count me out.
Well, you know what's funny? And there's been a few guys who have talked about this in the manosphere, and they said, do you ever notice, I believe it was Coach Greg Adams, maybe the first guy I heard say this, but he said, every time they say what a real man is, because it comes from the media and from women, or from simps. He said, do you guys notice? Every single time they say a real man, whatever comes next only serves women. Do you notice that?
Yep.
A real man takes care of another man's kids. How's that good for the guy? A real man steps up and does this. A real man buys a house that his wife wants. In what way? You guys notice? This is the Prager use of the word. They never talk anything about what the man wants. If the man says, look, I'm not going to go get a goddamn McMansion because I don't want to, because that's stupid. I don't want to get in debt. What kind of man? A real man would do this. A real man. Shut up. No, you're canceled, PragerU. Fuck off. Okay.
And there's a distinction, because you and I, Drex, both know that fostering children is not the same as raising another man's child.
Correct.
Because remember, the foster system is designed for failure.
Correct.
It's supposed to work that way. If you're a ward of the state, it is in the state's best interest that even when you become an adult, you still depend on the state.
Absolutely. And my parents, when they took in foster kids, they made that a point to tell to get the foster kids. It was all about accountability. And as you know, my parents only took in teenage boys. They did not take in girls. They did not take in young kids, only teenage boys. And the state, and this is the reason why this is not cuck shit. The state pays you to take someone else's children. The state affords them attorneys. You got something in return. So
remember, the cornerstone of simping is putting out money for a woman and getting nothing in return.
Getting nothing in return. I can tell you guys right now what the state was paying me. I did respite care as a respite foster provider, right? Foster care provider. So I was a licensed foster parent through the state. And to put this, and this actually, the irony to this, and I will talk about my story when I go to, when I do the episode that will go entirely into my court case, right? The state was paying me $56 per night that a foster kid spends a night, right? So you're talking about roughly $1,500 a month, untaxed. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, when you take in foster kids, you don't pay taxes on that money. The only other people not paying taxes on thousands of dollars per month are goddamn drug dealers. And we all know what happens when the government catches up with them, right? And they come and seize everything. And that's the reason why I tell you guys, man, when it comes to these shaming language, when it comes to people saying, how, you need to do this, you need to, but how do you combat this? You can combat it with facts. You can ignore them, or you can play reverse mind games. It's up to you. And in any given moment, you can elect to use any one, or maybe you have a different one you want to come up with. But at the end of the day, and this goes back to my last episode about love, what we need to talk about is the need for unity, allies in war. When you research war throughout history, people had allies to defeat the larger force. They needed superior strategy. They utilized every technology available to them at the time. They had to manipulate the environment. And this is Sun Tzu talks about this, right? Your terrain, right? So if our terrain is referring to the internet landscape, that's another thing. If you guys think I'm going to ever abandon my man TFM, never.
Oh, we're going to have so much fun with him tonight.
The terrain, you know this, Tim. The terrain is the internet now, right? That's why they call it remember when the World Wide Web first hit, they called it the new frontier, right? It was a whole different world of possibilities. Do you remember how fun the internet used to be? Do you remember how fun it used to be?
Do you remember going on to E-Bomb's World and just watching all these fucked up Flash videos?
Oh, yeah. All kinds of shit, man. All kinds of shit, man. World Star, E-Bomb's World, Star Wars Kid, viral videos.
I played a lot of the game, and Ken, control yourself on this one, but I played a lot of Ass Hunter, which is a game where you take a shotgun to all these gay guys trying to bum rape you.
I've never heard of that.
You walk around in a forest, and there's all these naked guys trying to hunt you down so they could bum rape you. It's the funniest Flash game in existence.
I've never heard of that. Well, I mean, here's the thing. People were just doing stuff in great fun. I remember, I think the guy's name was like Homestar Runner, and they made him talk a certain way that was obviously by modern standards be highly offensive to a certain demographic. But it's like back then, people were just making stuff that they thought was funny because they enjoyed it. All of that has been gone. And I always ask you guys, who was doing it? Who was doing it? This is why I say you need to recognize who the opposition is. If someone is actively trying to harm you, they are the opposition. If someone sees the problem, acknowledges the problem, and then they elect not to do anything, they are the opposition. So PragerU does not actively try to harm men in terms of, like trying to change a law to hurt you. No. But what PragerU does do is that they want men on that goddamn plantation. You see what I'm saying? They want men right back on that plantation. What I want you to understand is when you get these allies, like I said, this is the reason why I tell you guys, the opposition is always going to try to divide you, whether it be gender, your sexual orientation, your political leaning, your whatever, your color, your ethnicity, your nationality. And you're starting to see more and more guys, Tim. When we were early in this show, you told me we were getting watched in, how many countries you say? What, 63 countries, right?
Something like that, yeah.
63 countries. These are allies, Tim. This is unity. These are allies in war. Look, I'm shocked when someone tells me, yo, Drex, I'm a fan of your show. I'm in Germany. What? Yo, Drex, I'm a fan of your show. I'm in New Zealand. Huh? You see, because they're going through the same shit. Okinawa, dudes everywhere going through the same shit.
Shout out to our listener in Okinawa. Hey, if it's safe to do so, hit us up. I'd like to know who you are.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I love hearing about all the different. I love hearing from our viewers about where they're coming from. Some of the things they see, some things that they don't see, some things that may be a little different. I enjoy engaging with these guys because in a war, you always need communication. You have to constantly adapt to what's happening. Adapt. And one of the reasons why I tell you guys to keep unifying, not dividing, stop worrying about, oh, this guy's color or this guy's not a monk. Yeah, you got different guys who are on different paths. But at the end of the day, you can listen to a person talk and know pretty early on where they lean. Are they Axis or ally? You see what I'm saying? And these allies make you stronger. And the reason why you have to constantly be getting new people brought into your fold as allies is because it reveals snakes in your ranks near and far. If I'm joining forces with people all over the world, why don't you guys look at, am I trying to harm you? Am I trying to tell you, yo, man, go sign on that dotted line, get your life ruined? Yeah. Support me too. No, you don't hear me say any of that. I don't say anything that's going to put you in harm's way to destroy your life. But my question to you is this: who's telling you that I'm the bad guy? Is it your family members? Is it the media? Is it your coworker? Who's trying to get you into a position of servitude? Right? Those are snakes.
That's why the white nationalists, the Proud Boys, Antifa, Occupy Wall Street, they're all dumb in the exact same way that they're missing the mark, right? They're trying to divide people by the wrong property.
Absolutely.
Because the proper way to divide people is male and female. Because that's the war that's going on right now. The class war, the drug war, the race war. None of that shit is real. It's all artificially inflated by the government so that we don't focus on who the real enemy is.
Well, remember this though, and this is why I'll never openly talk about a gender war, for this one reason. At the end of the day, now, although I do preach segregation, gender segregation, always remember this: at the end of the day, guys, who's the one who's really trying to harm you the most? It's the simp. You go into a courtroom, it's a male judge, a male bailiff, right? It was a male lawmaker. So don't be so quick to think that like women automatically are against you. No. Although all women are partnered with the state to some degree, some to a lesser degree, some to a higher degree, because if anything goes wrong in their life, they're going to run to the government. A woman who says, "Oh, I would never," while you're married to her, all women say, "Oh, I can take care of myself. I'm strong and independent." Something goes wrong, they're the first ones running that damn divorce court trying to get paid, trying to get that bag, right? It is what it is. This is why I will preach on this episode to close it out. We are enacting what I'm going to term social genocide. Total destruction of anyone who is not on our side. Shout out to Gina Carano and others like her fighting cancel culture, right?
Yep.
Gina Carano, here's the thing. Gina Carano,
it's funny, she got canceled. She got canceled over a tweet that admonished cancel culture.
Correct. But yet other people have tweeted all kinds of things that are actually incendiary, right?
Oh, the lawyer who did Trump's defense for the impeachment played a video of all of Democrats and celebrities calling for Black Lives Matter protest all summer. It was the one moment where every politician in that Senate got put in their place, because it's a compilation of all of them saying, "Go out into the streets and fight."
Yep.
And then they compared it with what Donald Trump said. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, because Trump. I didn't.
All he did was go to the Senate, make your voice heard, and fight for what is right.
Yep. He didn't say to break something, but they were actively saying to hurt people and destroy property.
Yeah.
During
make
the
them
summer.
scared. Make them scared was what they said.
Yeah. So and that's the reason why I go hard at these German shepherds. I go hard at people pushing cancel culture. You have to clap back. That's why I give a shout out to my girl Gina Carano. And you're noticing. Do you know who went into hiding, Tim? Do you know who went into hiding? Oh, that's right. Kathleen Kennedy, right?
Who
Miss Lucasfilm herself. So the same person who's pushing cancel culture went into hiding after basically she got canceled. Dude, anything Disney related is getting downvoted into oblivion, bro, because people support Gina Carano. So what happened is they're kind of like, oh shit, Hasbro pulled her toys. And this goes back to what you said. I have a real problem when someone talks about going after somebody and their ability to make a livelihood for themselves. You see what I'm saying? I declare war on these people. Okay. There's not, like I said, that's why I go at these German shepherds. Shout out to my man, Minister Jap, and everybody else in the manosphere. But Jap is at the front lines of going at these goddamn German shepherds. And you have to go at anyone who wants to put you in a position of servitude. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this, man. When we go to war against these fucking simps and cucks and everybody else, listen carefully to what they say. If they use shaming language, or they try to kind of like, basically, not hear anything you have to say. They always want you to serve. Who do they want you to serve? If you listen carefully, it's to serve women and or society. But I say, hey, if you say that, free speech, you're perfectly okay. I have no problem with you saying that. My issue comes then, what tangibles am I getting in return? So if you say, hey, man, you should really go out and provide and protect and do this, okay. So what do I get in return? If you just sit there and go, well, that's just what you're supposed to do. Nah, wrong. You're the enemy. You're done. Social genocide. We cancel you. We do a real cancel culture. Stop providing for these people. The same group, I was thinking about something, Tim, and I should have brought this up on the love episode when I asked, where's the love? The same men who broke their fucking backs to lay railroads and build planes, trains, automobiles, make air conditioners, everything in society that has made life comfortable for everybody, right? Everything that has made life comfortable for everybody. That's why you got first world problems, which is these rabid feminists who are complaining about everything is so wrong, right? The same people who broke you made life too easy. The same, where's the love? Like I kept saying, where's the love? You did all these things for these people, and that's how they repay you. I keep telling you guys, man, know who your enemy is. And that's all I got to say, man. Let's take all these fuckers to war and get your war band. Shout out to my man, Undead Chronic, the war band. This is what it's come to, Tim. Like you said, people talk about gender wars and class wars. No, this is a culture war. Because at the end of the day, you can take culture with you. I told you guys I will leave the country. That is a foregone conclusion. I promise you. And shout out to everybody that I saw who was in my Discord. I showed you guys direct from my homegirl who's now moving to the Dominican Republic, right? Tim, great apartment. When I say great, I don't mean nice. Great apartment, right? Everything a guy needs. I want you guys to really hear me on this. This kind of ties into war. A great apartment, and this especially for all you guys who are doing like distance, who can work from afar. Let's say you're in finance sector, you're doing IT kind of stuff, so you can work anywhere that there's internet connection, right? Tim, the apartment I showed everybody in my Discord server, no bullshit, all that remote work. I shit you not, Tim. It was $250 per month, right? Do you know what you got? We're talking beachfront shit. Can pay for the hotel. And Tim, how much you think about this? I don't know. Did you see that? Did you see the pictures I posted in the DR?
I missed them.
Oh, okay. I'll send them to you. Tim, this is what makes this so important. She shows me the price because she goes, guess what price? And I actually sent it to multiple. I put it in the store. I said, guys, I want you to give me a price, right? This is Las Terrenas. I said, guess the price. Guys were coming out, oh man, fuck where I'm from. I mean, shit, 1,000, is 1,700, 1,500. I said it's $250. And Tim, do you know what's included? You know what's included?
A hooker.
Water, check.
Oh.
Lights, check. Internet connection, check. Gas, check. Let that sink in.
See, I'm a simple guy. Drex. All I need is a 42-inch TV and a PlayStation and a working bathroom. I really don't need much else than that.
Look, working bathroom, working internet. Tim, like I said, a shower, a toilet, and a place. You're good. So Tim, everything I just described is exactly what you need, right? Exactly what you need, right? Look, you got a place to stay. Look, and I know that you're not a guy that likes the heat, but I'm just saying that if you found a price like that in some place that was more your climate preference,
like Alaska,
right?
Or like the north end of Sweden.
$250, $250, and you're right there at the fucking beach, bro. $250 Are you? And yet here in this country, as they're about to let in a mass import of immigrants to replace all the old comfortable Negro Democrats, to get a new voter block. That's what this is really about. They are going to have the cost of everything go sky high. There are people fleeing New York to go to Florida right now, right? Tim, did you know that people try to go to Florida right now and want to say, hey, you know what I want? I want to get a house. They can't even get a house in Florida. Did you know that? Because that many people have moved due to the whole distance learning, distance remote work, right? When shit hit the fan, people went like this. People acted on their hypergamy. They said, why would I live in New Jersey? Why would I live in New York with these high-ass taxes? Why would I live in Silicon Valley when I can go move somewhere like Oklahoma? I can go move to Dominican Republic. I can go move to Brazil, to Colombia. I can move anywhere and make my money where it stretches further. This country doesn't care about you. We were all sold out, but fucking deal with it. This is war, okay? Warfare. You fight back with social genocide, and you fight back by not producing for these fucking people. Take your money. It's like taking your ball and leave, right? Back when you were kids, I'm going to take my ball and go home, or I'm going to take my puck and go home, right? Go. Like I said, go. They don't care about you.
I've got a news article to bring in to you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, God. This is a good one. Someone sent this to me. It's from CNN, so you know it's going to be good.
Of course.
Here, let me post a picture of the author for the smash or pass. Okay. Here is the headline of this article. The new slang teens are using to insult boys who are
simp.
too nice to girls.
That's right. I read that article.
So, since you've read the article, here's an editor's note. After we first published this story, we received reader feedback about the term's derivation and use in popular culture. Holy fuck, I can't read today. We've updated the story to reflect those additional details. Drex, I wanted to really close in on this professional PR group's definition of simp.
Of course.
A digital strategist for Turner PR New York City defines simp as follows.
Here it is.
It is slang for a person, typically a man, who is desperate for the attention and affection of someone else, typically a woman. That's it. That's all the nuance, apparently, according to this digital strategist expert.
Of course. Yeah, all they did was read a couple of Reddit posts, right? They read a couple of Reddit posts, and then I don't know if you heard about this, but let me give a quick shout out to my man Undead Chronic. He did a video, I shit you not, on this title. And I need to post the picture of the guy who said it, that Migtown is the new Al-Qaeda.
But then again, so are the Proud Boys, right? So
yeah, of course.
That's the thing. They're on to the next.
But what if all these guys who claim to be Migtown, something like this? We changed it. Going our own way means serving the woman. What would happen overnight?
Migtown, the new movement that you need to be a part of.
You need to be a part of this. See? Listen, man. That's why I talked war in this episode, man. There can't be any. The time for all the niceties is over. The time for all the. But Drex, so we're saying, no. There's not going to be any more of that. Anybody, like I said, anyone in your family that's going to be a bitch made simp, you either isolate or you socially destroy them.
GQ magazine.
Yep, GQ magazine. Yeah.
Fucking course.
Oh, yeah, they've been compromised.
Is there no bigger simp than Gentleman Quarterly?
Dude, well, you know the best part is, though, Tim? You need to see the guy's face. When you see the face of the dude who wrote that article,
is it worse? Is it worse than Jordan Valinsky?
It's close.
You remember our friend Jordan, right? I don't remember what episode that was. Way back, though, we were making fun of this CNN article, and the kid who wrote it. First of all, he looked like he was still 17, and he just looked like a soy boy. Jordan Valinsky. I'll never forget his name.
Of course, the dude. It's beautiful because the guy who I'm going to post it right now. I want you to see the guy who wrote this article, man.
The other point in the simp article I wanted to pull out was that what the 12-year-old boy who found it in like a group chat that his mother was reading through. And then she asked her kids, okay, what do you think the word means? And her son is like, well, basically, if I had $1,000 and I could do anything with it, if I used it to get the attention of a girl, everyone would make fun of you.
As they should.
Yeah, Drex, is that not hitting the nail on the head with a hammer in terms of the definition of a simp? If you have $1,000, you can do whatever you want with it, and you spend it on a woman and get nothing out of it.
Not invest. Yeah, that's the key thing, guys. Look, I respect guys who go hire prostitutes because it's like, hey, he got something. It was an even exchange, right? She wanted the money, he wanted the sex. Hey, fair exchange, and he didn't spend he's usually not spending $1,000, right? That's fair. Where my problem is, and Tim, did you see the picture I posted? There was a guy who did something. There was a guy who did something that was a different level of simp. It was like, it was something so egregious that I'm not gonna lie to you. He should be thrown in prison for what he did. He simped so hard. I want you to fully understand how bad this is. It broke high schooler Hayden Godfrey's heart when girls at his school didn't get a Valentine's Day gift because he wanted all of them to, quote unquote, feel joy. So he started working several jobs, saved money for a year and a half, and bought a flower for each of the 834 girls at his school. And there's a picture of this simp.
Hang on a second there, Drex, because where are all the fatties in that picture? Are you telling me that there's an entire high school of women and none of them are fat?
Oh, don't worry. These are just the ones that posed for the picture. But if he
exactly,
yep.
I think there's more to the. I think there's more to this. I don't know. Here's the thing. First of all, money you make when you're in high school is more inconsequential than the gas you left in the fuel tank back at the airport.
Yeah, man.
All right. It's just your money. You do whatever you want with it. Because you don't have any responsibilities. You're not an adult yet. You're not paying taxes. You're not paying rent, room and board, for food. You get all that provided. So you don't understand the true value of money. So you spend it on dumb shit. Now, some people spend it on fucking Magic the Gathering or Pogs or Pokemon cards. Remember Pogs back in the day?
Yep. But you know what, though? They get something out of it. Okay, everything you just named, they get something out of it.
No. Right? Whoa, okay. What do you get out of Magic the Gathering? Honestly, truly, really honestly. What did you get out of Magic the Gathering? What did you get about the fucking Sonic 2006 game that was absolute dog shit? Right? What did you get out of that?
Now, if you get a game that sucks ass, right? You could still resell it for a fraction of what you got it for, right? If you get Magic the Gathering cards, you can play it with your friends, I'm assuming, and you get social fulfillment, right?
Oh, I butthurt a couple of people in the chat there.
let's just say for the sake of argument, like I never played Magic, but let's just say for the sake of argument, Tim, there are I'm assuming there's rare Magic the Gathering cards that are going to be worth money later, right? Okay, so by that logic, you can get a return on your investment. But when he gave all these girls a rose, what was his ROI? Right? Not a fucking thing.
What if you got their phone numbers?
Problem. He got nothing. He got no sloppy toppy. He got no peace leave. He got nothing from these broads.
But he got his fucking face in the newspaper.
Of course. Yeah.
He's famous.
So you know the beauty of this is, Tim? Let me ask you something. All these girls who are posing with him and taking a picture with him, let me ask you something. We all know that none of them.
There are no fat women.
None of them gave him sex, right? But let me ask you this simple question.
I don't know that. I really don't know that.
Oh, stop. Let me ask you this. Do you believe those 834 girls who received a flower from this lame simp, do you believe they're getting it from someone else who didn't give them a flower?
Probably, yeah. You know what? They've probably been ran through so many times, it's like Union Station.
Absolutely. See, and therein lies the problem.
But that's on them. That's not on him. That's on them.
No, but here's the thing, though.
A hoe's going to be a hoe, right? But no. I get why this upsets you so much. It's like the guy who bought 1,000 iPhones to propose to a girl.
Oh, I remember that. I heard that.
Yeah. It's the same angle. Now, he ultimately got rejected, the iPhone guy. He got rejected. So, man, does he ever look like he looks like a little bitch now, doesn't he?
Of course he does, because he is a bitch. He deserves to be treated like that.
If you flip a coin 834 times, are you telling me that not a single one of those women jumped on his dick after? 834 tries at it, Drex. I don't know. I think even some of our listeners couldn't fuck that up.
Dude.
Because remember, this is the kind of stuff that gets women horny. Stupid shit that you have to do to get in their pants. Because they love the sentimental stuff. Now remember, he's only a simp if he got nothing out of it.
I can tell you with 100% certainty, I'm not buying these bitches flowers, and I got what I wanted. The worst thing you can do is listen to what women tell you they want, because they're lying right through their fucking teeth, right? When they say stuff like, oh my God, I want romance. You can go ask any guy who treated their woman with tons of romance. Hey, are you still with that girl? No, what happened? She cheated on me. Yeah, with who? Some bum, some rock band guy, some struggle rapper. Don't give these bitches shit. Not flowers, nothing.
What if this guy lays pipe on even just 10 of them? Or even 5 of them, right? Of all 834, only 5 jump on his dick. He lays pipe, and he goes off to college next year. Doesn't ever talk to them again. I think he wants protection.
I say it's a bad investment. And here's why. If you think about it. Okay, do you remember how much labor he did to get this? It said several jobs, right? He worked several jobs. 834.
Which is just mowing lawns and shoveling snow, let's face it.
But that's still a lot of labor. Think about it. Those are hours of labor, right?
Again, when you're a teenager, you have no concept of the value of money.
Man,
so for him, I mean, here's the thing. What was the opportunity cost? Did he get bad grades in school? Doesn't look like it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made a news article about it.
Yeah,
was he failing exams? Was he not hanging out with his friends? No.
The
opportunity cost was, look, it's Friday night. All my friends are fucking at Burger King, flipping burgers, right? I might as well go mow a couple of lawns. What the hell? I don't have any more homework to do because homework is stupid.
But doing it for that reason. This guy, look, he could have spent that in GameStop stock.
GameStop
and he got something out of it. This dude is a royal simp. Dude, do you know how much money this dude spent? Yeah, he's probably spent around $1,800. He spent near $2,000. Here's the problem with guys like
$2,000 over a year, man. Do you know how many stupid things I buy for $2,000 a year?
But here's the problem.
I fucking bought a paintball gun for $2,000.
I know I wouldn't. Here's the problem with this guy, though, Tim. This is the same kind of kid, and you know this is true, who would be like, I wish I could afford a PS5. I wish I had one. Right? No, guys who blow money, here's the thing, is a general rule of thumb, it's the dudes who simp the hardest usually have the least for themselves because they pedestalize women and give up all their resources, and they usually go without. Remember, these are the guys who take girls on expensive dinner dates to Ruth's Chris, right? I show up after the fact and just smash for free.
Yeah. Okay.
See the problem?
So I see it, but we have to make a couple of assumptions, right? My assumption is if he got something out of it, good on him. Sure. Did he overspend? Did he overspend? Drex, have you ever overspent on anything in your life?
Absolutely. Everyone has.
Yeah. Everyone has. He's overspent on this, obviously. If he got 5 girls on his dick, he overspent. If he got 10 girls on his dick, now he's just a savvy investor. That's a good return for $2,000. Now, here's the thing. We're making assumptions. If this guy was 21 years old, in college and a bunch of debt, and he pulled the same stunt, no, he wouldn't get that pass.
True.
I'm giving him the extra, because that's the thing, Drex. It is dumb to hold children to the same standard as adults. We know this.
Yeah.
As much as we want to, they just haven't developed the mental capacity to understand.
I will give him one caveat, and you know what that is? If this is, I'm gonna throw this kid an olive branch. I will give him this. How about this? This is as far as I can go. If the money he spent getting these ran through high school bitches flowers, and he got little to nothing sexually in return, the one thing I will give him is this. What if he realizes this is his first red pill? But I thought being nice to them would get me. Oh, and then because then he sees the football player smash all these broads, right?
Yep.
He'll go, oh, so being nice to them and being a simp doesn't give me. then I believe that I can honestly say then it would be a good investment. Because
nice guys finish last.
Yeah. If he learns, if he spent roughly $1,800 to learn that nice guys finish last, okay, then he got a good return on investment. You see what I'm saying?
Because that means he'll never buy a car for a woman. He'll never.
Correct. Yep.
This little mistake fixed the big mistake.
Yep. Yeah. I'll give him that. Okay. Yeah. I'll give him that. If cool. This teaches him, oh shit, being a simp doesn't pay. Okay. Now by the time he gets to college and some girls, Valentine's Day, I just wish I had a bouquet of flowers. He'll be sitting there like in high school, like, man, I remember when I worked several jobs. You read the thing. I worked, man, that was a lot of labor, and I got nothing for. Nah, I'm good. Fuck these bitches. See?
Yeah,
I'll give him that. Yep. So if this kid did learn that lesson, then good on him. So, good on him. Anything less, fuck him.
I don't know if I want to save the. I've got a couple of emails I'm saving for TFM tonight.
Oh yeah, we'll save it for that.
A couple of people sent follow-ups for their "Don't Stick Your Dick in Crazy." Nice. A couple of the stories we read, they kind of gave us some follow-ups. Oh, yeah, this is one I wanted to bring in. Speaking of war, so you know India and Pakistan are at war with each other, right? Like perpetually?
Of course. I was going to say, you mean recently or you just mean in general?
In general. So, by the way, the name that this email came in as is Ayatollah Vladimir Putin.
Nice.
Great name. Sorry if that was your real name. I apologize for doxing you.
You're right.
Mr. Ayatollah. This is a short but sweet email. I thought it was really fun to go through. So he says, hey guys, so cuckstan to me is India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. And he goes, hashtag not all, but a dude from Cuckstan was working in my country and he hadn't been back to Cuckstan for 2 years. He came to us and said, he came to us to, wow, this guy's English isn't great. Hang on, I got to kind of translate this sentence. So he came back to us he came back to the emailer and announced that he had a newborn kid in his country. So everyone's kind of giving him the props. And our emailer asks, but where were you for these 2 years? Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, my brother takes care of my wife.
Whoa, wait, what? Hold up. Whoa, wait, what?
I mean, yeah, Cuckstan.
Jesus Christ.
Another story from the same emailer. A guy who works with the Cuckstans told me that when they work overseas, they leave their wives in the care of a brother or father so that they don't sleep with strangers. But I guess that keeps it close in the family. I guess. So they're in cucks. Incest cucks.
Oh, fuck. Dude, what?
Like, knowing that your wife is smashing your brother and being okay with it. Like, that's another level of cuckery. Congratulations, you have evolved into in cucks.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what do you say to that, right? Like, just...
Oh, I mean... It gets even better. Apparently, some of these guys would go...
You got a cuck-cest.
Yeah, keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family. Hey,
yeah, you have evolved to cuck-cest. Yeah, surprise Tim. Pikachu. What? Oh, no, hang on. I got a better, even better.
Uh-oh.
So apparently, the men, when they are out working, will fuck other guys so that they don't cheat on their wives.
About that.
Don't ask me why, he says.
Actually, you know what that goes on in the Middle East more. Like, so shout out to my men in the Middle East who have schooled me on this, and shout out to my man Amr from Alpha Male Lifestyle. Great channel, check him out. Shameless plug. AML talked about a lot of what goes on in the Middle East, and there's a lot of homosexuality in Middle Eastern men. Right? Because their needs aren't getting met. So don't believe all this. Oh, they have a strong, Muslim patriarchal society. No. They are super simps too. Make no mistake. Yeah, man. That's Yeah, I don't. How are you that thirsty though? Like I can't imagine being so thirsty. I'm gonna be like, oh man, this dude sure looks sexy to me. Like, nah, man. Look, just go stroke one out, man. Pornhub, something.
I wanted to bring that one email in. We'll save the rest for TFM tonight. Programming note for those who are listening live. We will be streaming the interview with Turd Flinging Monkey. That will be for bonus episode 3. We will stream it into the channel so that everyone can see it. The greens and the purples, the $5 and $10 levels. Everyone will see it. Remember, to access our bonus episodes, you need to be a member of our Patreon or Subscribestar, $5 or $10 level. And that's all I have for everyone today. Drex, any closing thoughts?
That's it, man. Let's go to war, man. War band.
Let's go to war.
Let's join together.
I've always wanted to know, how did Warstarter get his name?
I never asked him, but you know what? I actually texted him the other day, and because like I think don't stick your dick in crazy. It's just like to me that's just an ongoing thing. Anybody that has a story can just say it, and I'm gonna have him download Discord, and I'm gonna have him come on and just tell you the story.
Oh man, that's a man I've wanted to talk to for a long time.
Dude, what happened to him? Yeah, well, remember I told you he was the dude that we were gonna start our own porno business together. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
between him and Ghetto Gaggers, these are the two people I'm just eagerly waiting to hear from.
Dude, what happened to him? I'm telling you, man. We're gonna get him on. I'll even text him when I get off the show right now. But I'll text him because when you guys see how dirty they did him, hey man, when my man said he was facing 175 years, bro, I'm like, what?
Oh, they did him real dirty, didn't he?
Man.
All right. Well, there's your preview for upcoming content, everyone. Until next time, stay frosty.
Peace.